The greatest barbarian is not the one who can speak English. It's not the one who can understand mathematics, science, and so on and so forth. But is the one who doesn't understand the universal language.
His Majesty King Somnala, World of Plenty Telethons on World of Plenty TV. Divine prophetic thoughts for your day. His Majesty King Somnala, Plentiologist.
October is a season of delivery. Umhlaba obekutshaliwe kuwo uzokhulula obekutshaliwe. Imicabango, amaplan owakhulelwe ngebrain yakho, you're going to give birth to them. Kwa intellectual property, they call it your brain child. Your brain can be pregnanted through what you think, prayed, wish, fear, or announce it. And your brain conceives the seeds or your words as seed and begins to be pregnant. And then your brain releases what you were praying for, what you were wishing for, what you were planning. But remember, a critical time of taking care is when the child is out of the womb. You need to take care of that child. You need to be tender. You need to spend sleepless nights. And everything the child communicates with you is what I call an inborn language. A child doesn't bother about your native language when the child talks to you. 1 month, 2 months, 1 hour, 1 second, split of the second the child is born. The first thing the child does is to communicate with us. And the child doesn't understand why you don't understand. By the way, you brought him or her, and he's communicating with you just like he was communicating with you while he was in the womb. What does that mean? We need to learn the natural language, what I call natural language or innate language. Now, innate language and native language are two different things. Innate language is a language embedded in us. You are born with it. You don't get it when you are here. That's why African scholars will tell us we never spoke Zulu, no Hebrew, no Greek. We spoke an innate language, a heritage language. This language, you get it from your source. That's why your source or your creator, your God, can talk to the stone, because the stone has the frequency from which they speak, has its own what is called hertz. You need to learn to tune to your natural language. Natural language is a global language. It's a universal language. You can talk to the sun. You can talk to the birds. You can talk to your dog. You communicate with your cat. Now you got to understand the image that is in October. It's a warm language or image. So you got to find a warm or be able to decode when it's hot. What is it telling you? What is it that you should put in your mouth? What is it? What the liquid you need to drink? Do you need to sit down under the tree and enjoy the fresh breeze in the morning? Do you need to drink water? What is it that you need? Learn to listen to your body. The greatest barbarian is not the one who can speak English. It's not the one who can understand mathematics, science, and so on and so forth. But is the one who doesn't understand the universal language. In Africa, we are defeated by other nations because every time you got to speak an official language, speak the language that everybody will hear, you've got to stoop down to their language. Now the problem, the language has its own culture, has its own pictures, has its own symbols. You can translate that, but it will never be Nyafonga. It will never have what is called neuro-linguistic. We need to learn our neuro-linguistic. There is a guy I like. He never been in university like me. No, he's not anything like metric. He's so knowledgeable. He will tell you about galaxies. He will tell you Putukes. He will tell you everything. One day I was watching his interview and then they asked, what book can you recommend for someone who wants to reach your level of knowledge? He looked at them and laughed. He said, no particular book. I was shocked. I answered like that if you can check on TikTok. But I watched the guy last week. He said, there is no particular book I read or I can refer. He said, literature is literature. Learn from everything. And then they will ask, how did you get that knowledge? He will pause and he will say, he will pause and say, I'm not allowed to tell you, but I got it when I was initiated to this kind of life.
His Majesty, King Somnala, Plentiologist is His Majesty, King Somnala, the Plentiologist is His Majesty, King Somnala, World of Plenty Telethons on World of Plenty TV. Divine prophetic thoughts for your day.